Hello and welcome to VR Reviews. Today we'll be reviewing the Marvel Legends Sentinel series Mystique. So yeah, here we have Mystique. Not quite as good as I was hoping for, but she's alright, I suppose. There is a Hasbro Marvel Legends Mystique that exists now, so I've considered getting it. I haven't decided if I want to get it yet. Anyway, she's alright. Her articulation's a little bit lacking, but apart from that, her detail's about average. And she's just fairly decent. So yeah, let's go ahead and zoom in for the articulation, sculpt, paint details, all of those sorts of things. Alright, here we have Mystique. She's got her head up here, which we'll zoom in on in a minute. Her skin is pretty much all dark blue, and I don't really see any shading in that. Her outfit is white and has light blue shading in it, and the chest piece is especially noticeable. Down here around her belt, she has this rubber piece, which has got a sashy thing here, and these nice looking brass looking skulls with a black wash over them. They look really cool, and like I said, this is flexible so you can move that around a bit. And she has on white gloves and white boots, which have no sculpted detailing or just painted on there. Flip her over on the back, you can see that the outfit is backless, and she has a little white strap up there on the neck, and the dress bit at the bottom has a little stitching line in the center and is a bit wider on the back. That's pretty much the extent of the detail on the body. She looks acceptable, but nothing special. Let's zoom in on the head sculpt really quick. Alright, looking at her head, her hair is sort of a brownish red color with lots of shading in it. She has a tiny skull sculpted into her forehead there. It's not painted on there perfectly, but it is painted. Her eyes are painted yellow and would look pretty good if there wasn't a slight defect with mine, but that's probably just mine. And then she has red lipstick, and her face sculpt is just a pretty average looking face sculpt. Nothing special, looks pretty decent, especially if it didn't have the defects that mine does. Now let's zoom out and look at the articulation. Mystique is unfortunately missing several points of articulation that I would expect her to have. She's not terrible, but she's just missing some stuff I would have expected her to have. Head's on a disc, up and down, side to side, ball joint shoulders, in and out, forward and back, bicep cut, double joint elbows. She has no glove cut or wrist cut or anything, which is a bit weird. She has wrist hinge, finger articulation. She has a abdominal joint, which doesn't really move very well on mine. She has this nice diaphragm joint. It actually works pretty well and pretty much removes the need for the abdominal joint anyway. Her hips are just on ball peg, so they don't really move very well. They swing out to the side at an angle and don't go out forward at all, really. Double jointed knees. Once again, no cut here at the boot or anything. Hinge at the ankle. Slight angle pivoting, which is causing some paint chipping. And she has no toe articulation. So she is missing a lot of standard Marvel Legends articulation, so that is a bit weird. Anyway, she comes with no accessories other than a flight stand. We can look at that really quick. This, of course, is your standard Marvel Legends flight stand. It's got the peg up here at the top, which can plug into Mystique's back. Two adjustable arm bits there. Then it's plugged into the shield-shaped base down there at the bottom. It's acceptable, although not nearly as nice as some flight stands you can get nowadays. Alright, now let's move on to her piece of Sentinel. Her piece of Sentinel is the lower abdomen and crotch area of the Sentinel. It has this peg up here, which would be the abdominal joint for the Sentinel once you plugged it in, and it also has this waist diaphragm joint thing here, which moves forward and back and rotates. And it has the ball joints here for the hips, which move forward and back on a nice tight ratcheting joint. So, yeah, certainly a very important piece if you want to have Sentinel. Now let's move on to the packaging. Alright, standard Marvel Legends packaging, Sentinel series, issue of Mystique there in the background. You would have thought they would have picked something that actually had the style of Mystique that was in the packaging, but that's the more modern style of Mystique, like the Hasbro Mystique that's been released recently. Picture of the Sentinel and Mystique down there at the bottom. Marvel Legends, Mystique. Flip it over on the back, you get your description, your little statistics thing, and the other figures in this wave, which are Cyclops, Spider-Man, Angel, Mystique, Omega Red, Black Panther, and Mr. Sinister. The only figures I have in this wave are Mystique, Cyclops, and Angel, and I've reviewed all of them now. I would say every figure in this wave is worth getting, except for maybe Spider-Man. That's not a bad Spider-Man, there are just lots of them, so you could get whichever one you happen to want. As always, these are good for in or out of package display, so yeah, Mystique. Alright, that wraps it up for Mystique, so until next time, goodbye! Hello, you've just watched one of my videos. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed my videos. If you didn't, run away and never return.
Also, feel free to check out my other channels, Venom Raptor for all my variety gaming content, and VR Reviews for reviews of various action figures and collectibles. Thank you, and goodbye.